Due to its crazy premise and unique gameplay, Katamari Damacy quickly became a household name amongst gamers. Unfortunately, in the rush to feed the growing fanbase with sequels, the series hasn't really changed that much. The newest installment, curiously titled Touch My Katamari, doesn't reinvent the series, but at least brings new ideas to the table.
Really, Mom? So the king and my principal are like the same?
If you never played a Katamari Damacy game before, then strap yourself in for the craziest, most out there gaming experience, with the story of this iteration revolving around the king of all cosmos finding out that he's no cooler than some random principal. Shocked by this revelation, the king orders his son the prince to make new Katamaris that will hopefully please their fans and crush that principal in terms of popularity. As you can tell from my rambling, the story never takes itself seriously, and as a Katamari fan, I wouldn't want it any other way. But the real highlight of the narrative is this entry's side story, which follows a Japanese otaku as he attempts to give up his hobbies and get into a good college.
Yeah, bring it! No, stop, no, stop bringing it! I gotta do my special move! It's all or nothing time, stupid butt! Why won't you work? No! Stupid game!
Like previous entries in the series, the objective of the game is to roll your Katamari over smaller items to make it bigger. If you reach the required size within the time limit, you can move on to the next request. Some of the levels ditch the size requirement in favour of a specific goal, such as picking up every item as fast as you can or making the biggest Katamari you can with only 50 items. The gameplay may come across as being rather basic, but it's really addictive and there's a strange sense of joy to be had when you start picking up screaming people and real world monuments. I don't want to die! I still have a cheese plate to finish, please let me live! After you complete a level, you'll be given some candy based on how high your rating is. This candy can be spent on additional songs, extra modes of gameplay, and new digs for the king. A nice incentive that encourages you to replay levels and chase higher scores. Touch My Katamari does bring some new innovations to the franchise. The most advertised of these is the new stretching mechanic that allows players to change the shape of their Katamari with the Vita's touch controls, which doesn't exactly reinvent the gameplay, but makes it easier to pick up certain items. There's also a new control scheme where the camera is controlled with the right stick and all movement is done with the left stick. A nice option for those who have trouble wrapping their minds around the old controls, where you had to point both sticks in the general direction you want to go. The movement of the Katamari can also be done solely with a touchscreen for those eager to blend in with those hipsters who play all their games on an iPhone. Yes, those type of people. Completing all the levels shouldn't take any longer than 4 hours, but with so much unlockable content, plus leaderboards and DLC missions, it's impossible to put this game down, although the exclusion of the 2-player modes found in previous games is unfortunate. Aside from the shorter draw distance, the visuals managed to be on par with the Katamari Damacy games on the PS3 and 360, but I do miss that pencil sketch filter they used in Katamari Forever. As for the soundtrack, it still retains that bizarre and playful Japanese music which has become a staple of the franchise. Even with its new stretching mechanic and control schemes, Touch My Katamari isn't that different to its predecessors. So if you didn't like previous games in the series, there's nothing here that's going to convert you. But if you never played one before and consider yourself a fan of really out there, crazy Japanese stuff, then I recommend you give this one a spin. And who knows, you might become a big Katamari fan like me. Anyway, I'm giving Touch My Katamari a rating of 7 out of 10.
Handshake! The steady guide awaits! It shall be my babe!